calls the mansion not a house but a tomb. He's always choking from the stench and the fume. The wedding party all collapsed in the room. So send my resignation to the bride and the groom. Let's go down. This elevator only goes up to 10. He's not around, he's always looking at man. Down by the pool he doesn't have many friends. As they all face out and blow to stop a shot with the lambs. You marry me, would you bury me? Would you carry me to the end? To the life you take, to the life you make, to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drank. She keeps a picture of the body she lands. Got nasty blisters from the money she spends. She's got a life of her own and it shows by the bed. She tries at 90 by the Barbies and Kens. If you ever say never too late, I'll forget half the time that you hate. Lost in coma and covered in cake. Increase the medication, share the vows at the way. Marry me, would you bury me? Would you carry me to the end? To the life you take, to the life you make, to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drank. To the last parade, for the choice you made, to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drank. To the life you take, to the life you make, to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drank. To the last parade, for the choice you made, to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drank. To the last parade, when the bodies fade, and the choice you made. In the middle of a gunfight, in the center of a restaurant, they say, come with your arms raised high. Well, they're never gonna get me. Like a bullet through a flock of doves, to wage this war against your faith in me. Your life will never be the same. On your mother's eyes, say a prayer. Say your prayer. Now, but I can't, and I don't know how. We're just two men, ask God had made us. We're the chaos, we're like chaos. Too much too late, and just not enough of this. Bleeding my heart for your dying wish. I kiss your lips again. I see the cards and the checkers are lost. My son is a killer, they make me too push-ups and try. But nobody cares if you're losing yourself. I'm losing myself. I miss my mama. Give me the chair, or lethal injection, or swing from a rope if you dare. Nobody knows all the trouble I've seen now, but I can't, and I don't know how. We're just two men, as God had made us. We're the chaos, we're like chaos. Too much too late, and just not enough of this. Bleeding my heart for your dying wish. I kiss your lips again. To your room, what they ask of you.
Hi everybody, it's time for DSP Morning Show here on DSP Gaming, and indeed I am DSP. I How you doing? Welcome. I'm a little early today. I had a lot going on, and I was running around the house doing a million things, and the next thing I know, I was like, oh, I just finished all those things. And I was sitting here, and Jasper Kitty's in here hanging out with me, and I actually just opened the closet for him, and he's crawling around in there again. And I said, you know, might as well just start. We're all here, right? Well, not all of us. You know, there's a smaller crowd because I'm a good 10, 15 minutes earlier than I would probably normally start. But why not? So today is Monday, the 17th of August, 2026. And this is the morning show. We're just going to chill and hang out and build up some attendance. And just have a good time here together before we begin with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. We're going to push forwards with the story today and try to make big advancement in the story if we can. We're over 50% through it. And it seemed like last stream when we focused on the story for around 2 hours, we got about like 10, 15% in. So today, you know, let's say we play about 2-3 hours. Hopefully we'll get another big chunk in. You know, the goal is to wrap this up by the end of the month so that we can move on to brand new games in September. So how's everyone? Let's see who we got this lovely morning, shall we? We've got Nocturne Punk, Professor Paul, Rabid Doom, Kamanicus, Carly Snail, Dark Lady Goth, Jason Duvall's wife, The Sploofy, Alien Magi, Playboy Kami, Weed Nerd, and Mickle Marino, on the YouTube side. Who do we got on the kick side? Faded Shadow, Kados Loose Coin Slot, whatever that means. Rodney, pre-ordered GTA 6, Walter Simon, Stepmom, The Light Razzer, Orange Kush, Philosopher, who completely lost his mind yesterday. He was very upset because basically I talked very matter-of-factly to the trolling audience and he couldn't handle it. His head exploded. DJ Trump. Many more people joining. How y'all doing? What's up, everybody? Good morning. And Gaia1, how you doing? I'm sure we're going to have many more. Like I said, we're early. I started early, so I caught some people off guard. Jasper is literally stalking in and out of the closet. It's funny. What are you doing, buddy? Having fun? You like the closet now? The closet's like a cave to him now, because it used to be always super cramped in there, and because it was so crowded, and then we cleaned it out in early July. Then I reorganized it a few weeks ago, you know, so I could actually use it for storage, and now there's so much space in there, he, like, loves it. He keeps going in and out of there. Mad Villain, how you doing? Mad Villain just rejoined the channel as a super supporter. 16 months. Thank you, Mad Villain. That is our first contribution of the day. And a super supporter is about $7 of support, actually. So thanks for the very first support of Monday. Appreciate that. So, let's see here. Okay, so Greed Jar says, I hope we can address the end of the Argentinian YouTube member glitch. It's a big W. Now in Argentina, it's $1.88 to become an Argentinian member. That's better than what it was. Remember, the Argentinian memberships were 4 cents. 4 cents. Now it's at least $1.88. At least I make something on an Argentinian membership. That's still a discount, because if it was USD, it's $3.99. So I guess Argentina still gets half price, but that's better than a 1,000% discount. You know what I mean? So there you go. Yes, apparently the conversion rates as of today are fixed. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, YouTube, for the longest time, had the stupidest problem with memberships. YouTube decided they wanted to do regional pricing to make memberships appealing depending on where you live. Well, worldwide, currencies are valued differently, right? For example, the US dollar has a different value than the pound, which has a different value than the Japanese yen, which has a different value than, you know, the rupee, the ruble. They're all different. Everything has a different currency value. But what they would idiotically do is adjust the value of a membership on YouTube based on the value of your currency to try to make it, like, manageable or affordable. So Argentina, in the last 5-6 years, their currency completely tanked. In fact, their whole financial structure has almost fallen apart. Okay, the country's in shambles. So they made it that in the United States, a membership for my channel is $4. In Argentina, it was 4 cents. Huh? How does that even make sense? Right? So now, how am I supposed to give value to a membership? If someone can pretend like they're from Argentina using a VPN program, which takes all of 10 seconds to use. I know because I used to use one, so I could watch wrestling, okay? And then they could buy a membership for like 1,000% discount. I think in this case, actually, that would be, what would the percent be? 4 cents to instead of $4. That's crazy, because that's exponent 100 times. You know what I'm saying? That's just ludicrous that they would do that. So what would happen is my trolls would simply get a VPN, pretend they're from Argentina, come mass buy memberships and gift them out. It would cost them, no exaggeration, a few dollars, $2 maybe, to give hundreds of fake memberships out. So if ever I wanted to do anything that was members only or exclusive member content, the trolls could get access to it immediately for free. So it was completely worthless, like no exaggeration. Memberships were worthless for the entire time that I've been a streamer here on YouTube. 100% since I started streaming full-time here in 2021. You never could tie anything to a membership because they were priced wrong. Now, from what I'm to understand, no, they definitely did not adjust it 100%. Like someone just said, the Argentinian membership now costs $1.88 instead of the $3.99 it's supposed to be. Okay, well, listen, I guess I'm not going to complain. I'd much rather get half value than 1,000th of the value of what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's supposed to be 100th, right? 4 cents versus $4 would be 100th of the value. Yeah. I'll take half the value, I guess. So that's good. I mean, what that means is that it won't be 100%, equivalent, and that's all right. People could still buy Argentinian memberships, and I only get half, but still that's good. You know what I'm saying? No longer is a troll going to come in here and say, let's gift 200, 300 fake memberships on Phil, because then they're still giving me hundreds of dollars. See? So, okay, that's a good news. So now, perhaps memberships will level out. I've never known how many legit memberships I have on the channel for 5 years. Never. Because there's no way to tell. Because it would always go way up, way down, way up, way down, way up. You would never know what actual your good level is. So maybe now I can finally figure this out. Well, that's good to know. Thanks for bringing that up. That's good news that memberships have been fixed on YouTube. Now, would I ever do members-only content? Would I ever do something tied to a membership? Maybe. What we could do is talk about that. A lot of YouTubers do members-only content, members-only streams, members-only videos, or they'll put up videos early for members and then later release it as a full release to everybody else. I've never been able to do that ever, but maybe I could do that now. I don't know. We have to talk about like what kind of content that could be. Maybe that would entice more people to become a paid member. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, welcome everyone to the morning show. Today we have a few interesting things to talk about, some things to get caught up on, and then we're just going to chill until, we have good attendance. I can see that the view botting has continued again. So I just basically got tired of putting up the view bot message. Like, you guys know these views are not legit. That this person, they don't do it every stream, but they do it like every other stream now. They come by and they view bot for no reason. Again, it doesn't benefit me, and I keep telling you it's not real. It's just really stupid that they keep coming by and doing this. It's, it's dumb. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. It's a waste of their time and money. So just ignore it. But I want to build up a good attendance before we start with Assassin's Creed. We'll talk and see whatever you guys want to chat about today. Man, do we have a lot of cards now, and we have more on the way, actually. So we'll talk about that. We got a lot going on. A lot of fun stuff. So how you doing? How is everybody today? Yeah, having a good day? Good start to your week? I hope so. Me, actually, today was a good start. I woke up early because my wife had to go to work, and got going. Had a lot going on today. Had a lot I had to do around the house. I had to plan what I'm going to have for DSP Tries It today. You want to know what I'm going to have for DSP Tries It? So we haven't done an episode in 2 weeks, so I wanted to do a good episode today. So we're doing Taco Bell, and my idea was then versus now, where I'm going to try basic items off the menu that have been on the menu for a while, years and years, and I'll let you know what I think about those items today in the current, climate. What's the quality? Does it taste good? Is it a good quantity of food? What's the value for what they're charging for it today? And how does this compare to how it used to be back in the day? Okay? But also, they have a new tahini seasoning menu at Taco Bell, including a crunchy taco, a cheesy gordita crunch, and a drink. I don't want weird seasoning in a drink. That sounds disgusting. So I got the taco, actually. I'm just going to get the tahini taco and try it and see what it's like. I've literally never, ever had tahini seasoning in my life. Never. I don't know anything about it. And what it tastes like, if it's spicy, is it salty? No idea. So I'm going to find out today firsthand when we try the tahini taco. But I also got a selection of other things off the menu that we're going to do today. Staples of the Taco Bell menu. I'm not going to spoil what those are, but it's a bunch of items. So we're going to be taste testing a bunch of items today on DSP Tries It from Taco Bell. And I'll let you know what I think of, again, the flavor, the quantity, but also the quality and the pricing. So it's important stuff. I'm going to tell you about stories about when I used to go to Taco Bell when I was younger and what it was actually like versus the experience today. Okay? Cool. All right, so that's going to be a special episode of DSP Tries It. At the end of this stream runs till around 4 p.m. Pacific time, but when I do DSP Tries It, it runs later. So DSP Tries It will probably be around 4 p.m. Pacific time, FYI. Okay? My hair turns white? What are you talking about, dependable Doge or Doge? What do you mean my hair turns white? What he's talking about. Anyway. Let's see. So that's going on during this stream. Also during this stream, obviously we're going to be playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync. And what we're going to be doing is hopefully opening some interesting TCG cards. We have so many available now, it's ridiculous. We got One Piece. We got Yu-Gi-Oh! We got Pokemon. And on the way, I actually have Final Fantasy, which I didn't even know was available. And then I looked and all of a sudden it was there and I grabbed it quick. I bought a box and it said that it was coming Friday, but then they updated and it says it may be coming tomorrow, which is weird because I didn't know that they were released yet. Let me double check that. Yeah. So I apparently was able to get a promotional box of the newest set of Final Fantasy TCG. It's called Blissful Eternity. And apparently it's a special kit. Okay. And it says, I'm trying to find the details. 9 Blissful Eternity booster packs, 1 pre-release exclusive promo card, and 1 pre-release exclusive sleeve pack. Okay. So I ordered that. I didn't even know what it was because I thought it was going to be like a standard box or whatever, but no, apparently this is some pre-release special. So I don't even know what it is. So it's only 9 packs. The thing was, it wasn't that expensive at all. And that's why when I bought it, I was skeptical. I was like, why is this so cheap? And this is why. Apparently, it's a special release box, okay? According to this, I could get another one. So I'm probably not going to order another one right away. Maybe what we'll do is this box supposedly is arriving tomorrow. And if we try it and we open these 9 packs and we like them, we'll be like, oh, maybe you could get some more. But I was actually pretty confused about what it was. Like, I was under the impression that it was like a full box of cards, but then the price was so cheap, I was like, it can't be. And then they shipped it, and then I got the details, and it's like, oh, it's 9 packs. Well, that's okay, and there's a promo card. Maybe the promo card will be worth something. I don't know. So I guess we'll see. I don't know how many of you know about Final Fantasy TCG, but people had asked me to get this new one, Blissful whatever. So we're going to try it out this week and see what the hell it is, okay? So there you go. So we have these 3 available today. We have One Piece, Royal Blood. We opened 4 packs of that last night. It's another cool One Piece box. We didn't get any hits yet, but the cards, again, they look good. The One Piece cards are usually of great quality in the art and everything. We have a new box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Duelist Advance. From what I'm to understand, people didn't like it because it didn't have super high value, but that's not what we're opening Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards for. I mean, the other box we opened didn't have super high value either, and that was the latest box. So then we have another Yu-Gi-Oh! Box to crack open, and we still have 13 packs of Pokemon Surging Sparks, And for the premium packs, we still have tons of the Mega Dream EX packs, okay? So, pretty cool, and I'm excited for that. That's based on levels of support. So if you like the content today, please support it. And when we hit milestones of support, we're going to open card packs on a DSP Pack Rips episode today. The milestones work like this. $100, 150, 200, 250, 300, etc. Every $50. Once we hit 100, cumulative. And that's between everyone who's watching the stream contributing, okay? If someone does a big contribution, like $50 in one go, that's a bonus where we get a bonus pack opened. If someone does a $100 contribution, that's a bonus pack for $50, and then we do a premium pack of the Mega Dream EX as well. And also there's a milestone at $250. If we hit $250 cumulative, we open that as well. So lots of cards available to open. I'm not sure what we want to open today. Maybe we'll do a poll a little later because we don't have high attendance right now. So maybe we'll wait a few minutes and we'll do a poll to determine if we do hit milestones on this stream, what it is that you guys want to have opened on the DSP Pack Rips, okay? I guess we'll have to see tomorrow what happens with these Final Fantasy cards, because, again, I really don't know much about them. Hopefully they're good. Jasper's out of the closet. Okay. So, yesterday was a great day, FYI. Yesterday we had Super Mario Sunshine Return. I'm not kidding you. The beginning of the game went almost exactly the same as when I played it like 8 years ago. It was absolutely ridiculous where the beginning is fun. You're learning the mechanics, like, oh, this is neat. And then you get to the second version of the first boss, and it's just a ball-twisting nightmare. Why the hell they put that at the beginning of the game is unfathomable. It's a combination of, basically, first of all, activating the boss. Then the boss flies around the stage completely invincible. You have to shoot him out of the sky with water. Then you have to land next to him. Then you have to dodge minions that are attacking you from literally every direction and tornadoes that he's throwing at you. Then finally he'll open his mouth to vomit, which is disgusting. And you have to shoot water in his mouth before he vomits enough that he goes backward, and you have to butt stomp his giant bloated water-filled stomach. The problem is the controls of the game are incredibly awkward. In order to do everything I just said, you have to climb all the buildings. From the top of the buildings, go to first-person mode and shoot water at the guy when he's stationary in the air somewhere. Then you have to jump off the building, and using the jetpack, you have to land next to him without taking damage, meaning you have to perfectly enable the jetpack at the right time. Then you have to run around dodging the enemies or killing them, but you have to be in the right position that you're not too close but too far from the boss, because if you're too close, he won't open his mouth, and if you're too far, you can't reach him when he opens his mouth. Then you have to dodge everything. Then, as he opens his mouth, you have to go into first-person mode and aim manually and shoot into his mouth. It's insanely complex. This is supposed to be a children's game, and the game is absolutely ridiculous to be at the beginning of the game. Like, I could see if that was, like, near the end of the game, they had a challenging boss like that. This is the second version of the first boss. And particularly, I remember as I played this game, I remember there was a few parts of the game that are just oddly not well designed. The pachinko bonus stages, right, notably are terrible. They're atrociously bad. They're annoying as shit. I distinctly remember hating those during my first playthrough. So I guess we'll see, because it was a very well-supported stream. People seem to like it. They want more. So we are going to be playing it again on Tuesday. No, Wednesday. That's right. Wednesday's daytime stream. I'll probably wear a Mario-themed t-shirt for that stream. And we'll see how that goes. If you guys keep liking the game, I'll continue with the playthrough. It was a ball buster yesterday, and people laughed and, you know, oh, he's raging again. I'm like, yeah, I'm crashing out. The game's fucking so frustrating at the beginning. Why did you make the beginning so frustrating? Because I remember when we were exploring the city and doing the optional challenges and doing stuff, it's fun. All right? When you're doing some of the platforming challenges, it's fun. And then you get to a part, and it's like, hey, you wanted some fun? And someone takes a 2x4 and just smashes your testicle sack. You're like, oh, why would you do that? I was having fun. Why would you strike my gonads? I don't understand it. I just don't. But we'll see later in the week how it goes, okay? By the way, some random Gator fan just gifted 10 memberships. That's the equivalent of $30 of support for the channel. Thank you so much to some random Gator fan. I appreciate that very, very much. Now, FYI, for anyone who's going to contribute today, like I've already mentioned, if you do a $50 contribution in one go, that's a bonus pack of cards to open. So if you like the cards, you want to see us open more, you might want to do it all in one go. Now, I'm not saying that some random Gator fan was going to give any more. I'm just saying, he gave 30, that's close to 50. If he had done 50, it would have been the amount, you see? So just throwing that out there. But thank you so much, some random Gator fan, for the support. I hope everyone who got a gifted membership enjoys it, and be sure to thank some random Gator fan for it. Is my shoulder okay? Nah, my neck again. I worked out last night, and now I got a little bit of a nerve pinch in my neck, and it's hurting my shoulder. It is what it is. I'm gonna be like this for my whole life. There's nothing I can do. My stupid neck, my back. I have these nerve issues that are ongoing. Sometimes they go away, sometimes they come back, and I can't help it. You know, I'm not gonna continuously be paying for, you know, injections into my freaking spine and shit. You know, I'm not gonna go for massive physical therapy. Surgery's not gonna help it. It's just waste. You know, I just gotta deal with it. It's my stupid genetics, because my dad has exactly the same problems. He's much older than me and has the same problems I have now in my 40s. He's in his, 70s, and he's got the same problems. It's like, sucks. It's bad genetics, you know? What can you do? And it sucks, because when I get the nerve pinch, I get pain here in my shoulder, and it goes down the back of my arm, and right now it's actually going into this side of my hand, and it's some numbness and pain all the way, tenseness through. It's like, what can I do? Nothing. Can't do shit about it, you know? Just fucking sucks. It's like, okay. Yes, the scratches are, actually, the scratches are almost completely healed from Jasper Kitty. I can't believe it. Last week, Jasper Kitty accidentally scratched me, and it just gouged my chest. It was very gory. It was bleeding everywhere. They actually have almost completely healed, and it hasn't even been a week yet. So it's pretty crazy that with this new diet and things that I'm doing much better than I used to, my body actually heals right away. Pretty good. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so Super Mario Sunshine will continue later this week, because you guys liked it yesterday, okay? And last night, I did, in the craziest, most suspenseful, most nail-biting way, I completed Pokemon Brilliant Diamond last night. It was like an edge-of-your-seat, serious, crazy event. Everyone thought it was over, and somehow I pulled it out of my butt, and I actually beat the champion. Like, I was on the ropes. Most of my Pokemon were dead. And then, boom! I got it done. It shocked me. It shocked everyone. Everyone was like, what the hell? So we did do it. We actually beat the champion last night and completed the game. And people supported the stream. So we are going to do at least one post-game stream later this week. And we're going to see, actually, it'll be tomorrow night. And we're going to see exactly what is the post-game content of Brilliant Diamond. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's available to do in the game. So we'll find out tomorrow night when we jump back in and we see what's next for us. I'm assuming it's probably catching legendary Pokemon and stuff like that, but I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, good stuff there. So today, it's Assassin's Creed, and later tonight, I'm stoked for this. Final Fantasy VI finally continues. We're about to head into the second half of the game. We're about to have epic things happening. The entire plot changes. The entire tone of the game changes. And then we get some awesome plot and story and stuff going on tonight on Final Fantasy VI. So if you've liked the playthrough so far, if you've been there supporting and having a great time, you're not going to want to miss tonight's stream. Tonight's stream is going to be epic. It really is. It's going to be really, really good. And then tomorrow, we're continuing on with Dark Souls 2, where we're going to try to wrap up the final boss fight, beat the Dark Lurker, and then start a DLC. So we got a lot going on this week, honestly. You know, a lot of good stuff going on. I should get another cat. That would never work. Jasper is an incredibly attention-demanding, jealous cat. And what I mean by that is he wants no other animals near us at all. He gets angry if there's another animal nearby because he wants all the attention. He basically attacks anyone who even comes near the house. If a delivery person comes by, he starts hissing at them at the door. Yeah, there's a certain kind of personality type of a cat. The cat must be center of attention. The cat must be the only pet. That's Jasper 100%. Like, that's just him, and he's never going to change. So, Spoderman, how you doing? Thanks for $2. He says, I joined Duty's stream, and he made me a mod for some reason. That's because he's a retard. He's just stupid. He thinks that because you're a contributor to my stream and he makes you a mod that somehow this is a gotcha or something. I don't care what he does. Thanks for $2. Okay. All right. My thoughts on sushi. I like sushi. I like some sushi. I do think there's some sushi, like sashimi, I've never really tried. I've only had sushi rolls that have a lot of ingredients in them, and the flavors kind of complement. Maybe I would like sashimi. I've never just had, like, the pure fish. But sushi, I do enjoy. My wife and I have a couple sushi places that we like to frequent. So. Okay. Nothing here. How you doing? He says, did you talk about the Dragon Ball cards yet? Congrats, what a crazy good box. So, let's talk about the Dragon Ball box, okay? It's called Dragon Ball Masters. And this particular one, this box, was set 4, which is called Impact Beyond Dimensions, okay? Great box. It's actually from the same people who make the One Piece cards, which I didn't know at first going into it, but that's why the art looks great. That's why the actual layout of the cards, or the number in the corner and the power rating, that's why it actually looks similar, because it's the same company making the cards, okay? By far, that box of Dragon Ball cards is the best box of cards I've ever bought. Seriously? Even better than the box of Chaos Rising where I got this guy, the Mega Greninja, because that was just one good hit. That Dragon Ball box had 4 good hits that all made the Wall of Fame. Right? No, 5. It had the promo card, it had the launch, the Majin Buu, the Goku, and the Vegito. There were 5 cards that were good enough to make the Wall of Fame. Oh, so what I can do is actually tell you, last night, I made the binder. Let me show you. This is the binder I made for that box, okay, of Dragon Ball Impact Beyond Dimensions. So to show you what a binder looks like when you've built it. Oop, there's the pack. So, here's the set, okay? As you can see, no, I did not get the entirety of the set with the box. There's some missing cards that I don't have. The weird part about it... Hi, Jasper. The weird part about it, this particular set, and I guess this goes for all of the Dragon Ball cards, foil versions are actually worse than normal. What I mean by that is most of these cards that are foil and metallic have a normal version that's not foil, and the normal version is worth more than the foil because it's rarer. But it means that the cards all look nice because most of them are foil. They look really nice. So the set ends up looking much better than most other cards, okay? So anyway, as you can see, here's how we did. Lots of missing cards, but tons of them populated, okay? Lots of them look gorgeous. I really like the looks of this set of cards. I think it's one of the best sets of cards I've probably ever collected since we started 3 months ago. It's fairly lengthy. It's one of the more lengthy sets. I think card numbers go up to like 160, 170, maybe even 180, and then the set ends. So that's the end of the set right there, okay? So I priced it out, including the hits and the regular cards. Just listen to this. That box of cards was worth $440, okay? Now, the prices could go up and down. I paid under $200. I think I paid like $100, maybe $180 for it. By far, that's the most value I've ever gotten out of any box of cards. Because for the most part, like, for example, you say, well, what about the Chaos Rising that you got, the Mega Greninja EX? Well, when I bought that box, that was around $300, okay? The Mega Greninja at the time was worth $380. Now he's worth $210. And I didn't get any or many other hits in that box. So actually, I lost money on that box. I've lost money on every box of cards I bought. No exaggeration, except this one. Oh, and the Marvel Magic the Gathering, I also made money on. Because that one I only paid like $120. And that box was worth like $160, $170. So out of everything I bought, only 2 boxes made a profit. So buyer beware. People who are into TCG, okay, who, you know, it's not profitable. It's just not, it's a nice hobby. I like it as a hobby. I'm having fun with it, but it's not profitable. Unless you get lucky and you're constantly getting the biggest hit in a set, you're not going to make money doing this. I think some people have the wrong idea that they're going to like win the lotto by buying the TCG cards and they're going to get the constant hits. You know what I mean? It's so rare. That Dragon Ball box must be 1 in a million. I guarantee you right now, if I were to buy another of identical box, I wouldn't get the promo card with $148, and I probably wouldn't get, 4 other great hits. I'd probably get maybe 1 or 2. That's the typical. Think about One Piece. I'm getting about 2 good hits per box. It's probably going to be rare if I ever do better than that. So I lucked out with that box 100%. So, by the way, if you want to see the great hits from that box, check out the last couple of DSP Pack Rips videos. Not the last one from last night. That was One Piece, but the 2 before. We go through the whole box in those 2 videos. Amazing hits. Launch, Boo. The cards look great. Like, the cards in that set look really, really nice with the gold foil on them and everything. They're really, really stellar. Now, give me a sec. I'll put this back, and I'm going to tell you the status of this, okay? So, it's obvious. People liked the Dragon Ball, right? People really liked it and probably want more right away. Well, there's a problem. That box that I bought is the most recent box, okay? So that means if I were to try to buy another box again, the only one I can get immediately is exactly the same box, Impact Beyond Dimensions. We already have almost the whole set. So that means if we open those cards, most of them are going to be dupes, and it wouldn't be so interesting. Okay, keep in mind, we did exactly that with Pitch Black, Pokemon Pitch Black. The first time we opened the box, it was great. The second time, we're like, and we waited like an extra week and a half to finish the second box because it wasn't so interesting anymore. We had just seen those cards. Now, there's 3 other sets of those cards. The problem is, they're not readily available. I looked into it, and it's like you can order it. It might take upwards of a week or more to get here. They don't want to ship fast. Like, I'm trying to find fast and reliable shipping methods. A lot of these places are like, well, we only ship via USPS. Then you might as well just throw them out. Seriously, you might as well just take the box of cards that I just bought and just shred them. Because USPS is the most undependable, unreliable piece of fucking shit shipping company possible. Okay? They take forever. They lose the packages. They don't track the packages properly. They'll be like, left the facility on one side of the country, and then they don't update the tracking for 7 days and say, oh, finally you reached the other coast. What the fuck happened in between? Did they shoot into the sky, into space, and then they airdropped it from the moon to the other side of the country? Why is there no tracking between the 2 coasts? They suck. I hate USPS. They constantly have problems. The other thing is, a lot of these sellers won't let you control how you ship. And that's bullshit. Because if you're paying top dollar from a fucking reseller, right? You're saying, hey, this is a reseller and I'm paying you a premium to get it. You should control every aspect of the transaction. You should be in control as the customer. But a lot of these resellers are like, oh, we just do whatever we want. We ship it when we want. We do the speed we want. You have no control. What I really hate is when a reseller has signature required USPS. You want to know why? Because USPS is so unreliable. There's some mail carriers who'll be very good and responsible, and they'll come to your door, and they'll ask for the signature and all that. There's others that will just be like, I'm too fucking lazy. So I'm going to leave a piece of paper in your mailbox across your private community and say, oh, you weren't available. What do you mean I wasn't available? I'm home all day. I literally don't go anywhere. I'm on a stream. Of course I'm available. Well, they couldn't be bothered to come get the signature. So now you got to drive to the goddamn post office to pick up the box of cards because they were too lazy to get your signature and they leave it there. You have to go get it now. Why did I pay for shipping if I have to pick it up? So I hate USPS. They are super unreliable and they piss me the fuck off. So I try to avoid USPS as much as I possibly can because they suck. All right? And that's the problem. Like, for example, with these Dragon Ball cards, I found a seller that seems to have them all, but he'll only ship USPS, and he limits how you can do it, and he won't give you what you want. I'm like, well, fuck you. Like, do I really want to spend money on a guy who thinks that he controls the situation? He doesn't. I'm the customer, you know? So as of right now, I can't get any more Dragon Ball cards besides the exact same box. I feel like that wouldn't make sense. I think maybe if we wait a week or two, we can see if the other ones are available from someone else. Or maybe I will order a second box of Dragon Ball, just maybe even to prove my point that There's no way we're going to get that kind of luck in 2 boxes in a row, right? It's impossible. There's no way possible we would get 2 boxes with a good promo card that's worth hundreds with all those hits. That's just never going to happen. So, but I would like to maybe get the whole set, right? So maybe if we get another box, I would complete the set, you know? So let's see what happens. Let's not go crazy, but let's wait a bit. Maybe I'll look at the end of the week. Maybe next week we'll look and see, hey, is Dragon Ball refreshed? Can we get more? Now, there's another Dragon Ball set, not the Masters, but it's called Fusion. Dragon Ball Fusion. This apparently was the long-running, more popular Dragon Ball TCG. Problem is, apparently people got burned out on it. There were too many of them. It got too convoluted. People didn't like the rules of how the game played. And so it fell out of prominence. Like right now, I could buy a box of Fusion for much cheaper than the Masters. But from what I looked, and I looked into it, the hits are way more infrequent. The cards actually don't look nearly as good as these. These are from the same people who made the One Piece cards, so these are good. This other set is not, and it doesn't look nearly as good. So I kind of don't want to say, oh, more Dragon Ball, rush into it, and then they're not as good. I want to wait a little bit, okay? So there you go. Am I a FedEx guy? I'm anything but USPS. I'm not. I would prefer UPS, FedEx. What's that other one? DHL. Anyone else is better than USPS. USPS is the most unreliable, just terrible company, and they're never held accountable. Like, if they do something wrong, they don't care. Oh, I'll complain. Doesn't matter. They don't do anything about it, and they don't give a shit. They're never held accountable. No one ever gets in trouble for not doing their job there. They literally could just half-ass anything. I couldn't tell you how many times arbitrary stuff, like sending a card, a greeting card, card's lost. Send someone a Christmas card a month early, shows up in March. So my dues, they here in my condo facility, all right, they make us mail dues because they want a postmark to prove at what point you tried to mail your dues to the condo association. So if you're not basically trying to pay last minute. So every month I mail the dues exactly the same day. Some months it arrives early, some months it arrives on time, and some months it never arrives. And then my condo association writes me and says, yeah, USPS lost it again, so if you could just hand us a check, we'd appreciate it. You're kidding me. Yeah, they just lost it again. Oh, okay. They suck. So anyway, that's why I hate using that. I really do. Like, USPS, they need what it is they need a major revamp. There's no accountability in the entire organization, top to bottom, for anything that goes wrong. So because of that, they're allowed to do whatever. By the way, USPS is United States Postal Service. It's a government-owned business. So the government doesn't hold them accountable. No one does. They do whatever they want, and they fuck about, not delivering packages, delaying, destroying, and no one ever gets in trouble. It's really stupid. I couldn't tell you how many times I go to order something off Amazon, and then I find out, oh, actually that seller ships via USPS. I'm like, oh, no. And it just never shows up. And I have to cancel the order. I get my money back. I'm not even kidding. Just this year, that's probably happened 7 times. So, all right, enough about USPS. I've had enough. I don't want to rant anymore about this, okay? Spoderman did a $2 super chat. Collab with Report of the Week on DSP Tries It. Report of the Week doesn't want to collab with me on DSP Tries It. Report of the Week wants nothing to do with me. Okay? Thanks for $2. All right. Oh, my nose. All right, so I'm trying to think. Is there any topics that we already talked about? DSP Tries It. We already talked about the games for this week, the cards for this week. Is there anything else that we want to discuss before we just go into Q&A? I guess not. Let's do some Q&A. Mickle is saying, I saw in a video on demand you may be looking to get your wife a gaming PC, and I'm looking for one too. So he says, can you give me any advice? I looked into it, and you got to be very careful with pre-builds these days. Because even me, when I got my capture streaming PC a year and a half ago, I didn't really know what I was getting into. A lot of these pre-builds, they skimp to try to keep the price down, okay? So, for example, I was looking for a PC for my wife around the $1,500 range. I was curious what's available in the $1,500 range. Here's what I can tell you. don't buy a pre-built in the $1,500 range. Because I looked into it, and the only way that they make it that price is because they skimp on several components you're going to end up having to pay for to upgrade, in which case you're going to pay more money anyway. So everything in the $1,500 range that's a pre-built is ridiculous. It's like decent graphics card, pretty good processor, pretty decent SSD, good RAM, 650 watt budget fucking power supply, piece of shit motherboard. Why would I buy that? But that's what they sell. Because they're, oh, well, now it's $1,500. Yeah, but the components suck. That power supply isn't good enough to run the graphics card, the processor, and the shit you have plugged in. You're going to have to buy another power supply that's probably $150 to even get it to run right. And the motherboard has no fucking slots on it whatsoever. So if you ever want to expand, you can't. And it probably has shitty USB ports and stuff on it. That's the situation I have right now with my streaming and capture PC. I paid around $2,000 for it. Or actually, I think it was on sale for like $1,700 around a Black Friday sale. But the only reason it was that price is because it had a horrible power supply that was rated terribly, and it has a motherboard with a slot that doesn't do anything. The slot on the motherboard that's an expansion slot doesn't work with anything. So I can't put a graphics card, I can't put a capture card, I can't put anything but like a USB ports card. That's about it. Nothing else will fit in that fucking slot and work. And I have constant problems with certain USB ports on the motherboard. They just don't work right. So they skimped to get the price down, and then it sucks. So what I'll recommend is if you're going to get any kind of a pre-built, you got to spend around $2,000 right now. Like when I started getting around the $2,000 price range, I noticed significantly better power supply. Like 850 or more, and gold rated, you know, good power supply. Motherboard that you look, oh, it actually has a few better expansion slots. But there is one bummer about pre-builts right now. Because the market is so volatile and because prices have exponentially increased for graphics cards, RAM, and things recently, a lot of the times when you go to buy a pre-built, it'll actually say right on it, actual branding of components may vary. That's not good. Here's why. It means you could spend $2,000 and you might luck out and you might get a high-end brand of RAM and graphics card that's reliable, that everyone likes and has more value and is probably going to last you a lot longer. Or you might get some ass backwards generic piece of shit graphics card and RAM that's supposed to be good, but because it's the discount brand, it actually is a piece of garbage that doesn't run as well. And you're paying the same exact price. You're still paying $2,000. So that's bullshit that you're going to buy a pre-built and you're going to spend a certain price point and they don't tell you the actual components that are coming in it. That's dumb. What I wish is that everything was made equal. Like, for example, if every GeForce 50 whatever Ti graphics card was equal, then it wouldn't matter. But sadly, from what I've understood, they're not. One brand may be better than another. You might end up with a refurb, which is really bullshit. Why are you giving me a refurb part in a new pre-built that I bought that you shouldn't ever give me a refurb? But they don't guarantee anything. Okay, they don't. It's actually bullshit. So I'm taking a look at this, for stuff for my wife, and we're like, oh man, we don't even know what we're gonna get if we buy this thing. So we haven't gotten anything yet. I talked to her about it, and she basically told me at this point she doesn't even want it yet because there's no games she wants to play. When Planet Zoo 2 comes out, she says she wants to try it on the Xbox Series X and see how it runs and go from there. But she's like, don't get it yet. Hold off, and then we'll see what happens, okay? Maybe later this year around Black Friday there will be a sale or something, but she said don't buy anything yet because she's not even sure what she wants or if she wants it yet. So I did. Any chance of trying Mortal Shell 2 this week? No, I have zero interest. I didn't even know it was coming out. I don't care. I'm busy with a lot of different games we're playing right now. The people have spoken. They want Mario Sunshine. They want the DLC of Dark Souls 2. They want some post-game of Pokemon. All three of those things were question marks. If people had said, oh, we don't want that, then I would have been looking for new games, but people want what I'm doing, So we're just going to continue with what I'm doing, where I'm not looking into Mortal Shell 2. Vickers fan? No, I don't know what an AYN Thor is. What is an AYN Thor? No, my wife has zero interest in GTA 6. She doesn't care about that. Hello. Jasper, how you doing? He just meowed. How you doing, buddy? I know he hasn't come up here at all. Do you want to come up on my lap? He hasn't come up on my lap or onto the setup in a while. His attitudes have been changing recently. Really, they have. And I don't know if it's changed the seasons. I don't know if he's getting older. Who knows? But he doesn't climb on stuff as much. Right, buddy? He actually doesn't like me picking him up. Now, remember after the accident last week where he scratched me up? Here he comes. Come on up, buddy. Come on up. Come on up. Here we go. Since the accident last week, now he's all nervous about me picking him up. I pick him up and he starts to immediately squiggle and struggle. And he didn't used to do that. So I think he's scared about what happened. Like, he's traumatized the fact that he cut me. And now he thinks that I'm going to get angry again. So he doesn't want me to pick him up. And it sucks because I need to get him, you know, move him sometimes in the house and everything. I need to get him into the bedroom at night, and it's getting more difficult. No, I don't beat the cat. How dare you even suggest such a thing? Do I look like Hassan? Do I look like I would shock my cat? Or do I look like, what's her name, that streamer who tossed her cat over her head? I love animals. I would never hurt an animal. That's absolutely ridiculous that you even suggest that. No, I've never struck Jasper. Never. Assassin Gamer, I see what you're saying. Let's keep going with story for now. Reason being, sometimes you make money during the story, and we need to make major progress in this game. Like I said, my goal is to beat it by the end of the month. We have to move on because new games are coming out soon in September. I have to have room in the schedule. So we got to make as much progress as possible, but, you know, we'll see, time permitting, how we do with stuff. Well, you guys got to see Jasper for the first time in ages. I hope you guys are enjoying. I love seeing Jasper Kitty. No, but nothing here. I'm not following any fighting game stuff. I don't really care, to be honest. It was actually pretty funny. So, you know, I do see fighting game posts in my timeline. And what's his name? What's the name of the guy who's great at all the Versus series stuff? Like, he was great at Dragon Ball FighterZ. He's great at Mortal Kombat. What the hell's his name? He just played Justin Wong in the Tokon Challenge, whatever it was, right? I can't remember his name. But anyway, so he posted up Sonic Fox. Thank you. That's his name. Sonic Fox. He posts up, so I won this tournament to spite everyone because people are giving me a hard time about my comments about Tokon. So I won the Tokon event to prove that I can still be good at stuff that I don't like, even though I won. Tokon, like, sucks. He's like, all the assists are broken. There's no cooldown for assists. The game is awful. I was like, oh. So basically, you know what I was saying, the entire game is button mashing and calling assists, and it's busted to shit. He's the best player at it right now, and he admitted that too. I'm like, oh. But, you know, I say it, and no one cares. He says it. Maybe some people will freaking listen. But here's the problem, all right? I understand. It's good that he's criticizing the game publicly. Absolutely. But here's the problem. You just played in a tournament. You beat Justin Wong. Now everyone is going to like the game because you publicly showed it off, and it was kind of like, you know, a showcase of the game. So even if you say it sucks, it doesn't matter. People saw it, and they're like, oh, now we got to play it. So if the point was to get the game to be better, he did a disservice by playing as he did. You know what I mean? Like, if the players actually agree the game sucks, they just shouldn't play it. If all of a sudden they were like, wow, why are none of the top players playing this game? Why are they kind of boycotting it? Because they think it sucks. If you think a game sucks, don't play it, and then they'll actually improve it. If you play it and you make it hype and everyone buys it as a result, they're never going to fix it. But that's what the FGC doesn't understand. They can't help themselves. They're like, well, if I don't play it, then I have no content for my streams. I'm not hype. I have no sponsorships. Yeah, but the point is you want games to be better. So then don't reward bad games with attention. But they don't do that. They do. They always reward bad games with attention because they need to benefit. And that's the problem with the FGC that I have right now, but whatever. It is what it is. They got to make that bag, right? So that's why I say Marvel Tokon, fuck it, I'm not playing it. It's a piece of shit. No, that's the thing. Tokon is a very flashy looking game, but mechanically, it's not very sound. It's a game based on trying to get one hit that leads to an insane combo, and then the round is over. And it's all based on high-low mix-ups, or an overhead, or just calling out your assist to make everything safe. It's boring. It's literally super boring. There's not a lot of intelligence involved. It's just a lot of nonsense. It's not good. Jamie Roberts, how you doing? £5 super chat. He says, how you doing? Big ups from Scotland. Well, good to have you on the stream. Thanks for the support. Tell all the Scottish that I said hello and what's up. So that is pounds. Let's see how pounds to USD convert today. $6.77. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. We're currently up to 47 bucks of support, everybody. Thank you for the early support. Remember our milestone, start at 100 of cumulative support to open some packs. Oh, we should do the poll now. We have way more people. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do a poll, all right, for what cards we will open if we qualify on today's stream, okay? I guess you don't type poll on the YouTube side. I'm supposed to click here. You type that on the Kick side. There we go. Okay. So. We have three options. Option number 1 is One Piece Royal Blood. Option number 2 is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Advance. And option number 3 is Pokemon Surging Sparks, where we still have 13 packs and a guaranteed 1 hit, maybe 2 hits in there. And based on the hits that we got so far, we didn't get the good hit of the box yet. The way it works in an English Pokemon box is you're supposed to get like 1 special illustration rare per box. Now, they're not all valuable, but all we got are 2 illustration rares and 2 ultra rares. So we haven't gotten the big hit card of the box yet. It's technically still in there, okay? Okay. I missed Spoderman. No, I didn't. I shout out both of Spoderman's super chats so far. I did not miss one. Why do developers feel the need to make every game accessible to the masses? Because they want to make max profits. Basically, what's happened is game developers no longer care about the quality of their games. They just care about how much money the games make. I know that sounds sad because it didn't used to be like that. And quite frankly, I don't feel like the people who actually develop the games want that. But I feel like the people who are in charge, who are publishing these games and financing them, are just money-hungry grubbers now. They don't actually care about making a work of art or something that stands the test of time or something that's competitively sound. They just want a flashy mess that anyone can go, duh, and mash and get a giant combo and think that they're good at fighting games. And therefore, they'll not only buy the game once, but then they'll buy the seasonal content, they'll microtransactions, they'll watch tournaments, they'll contribute to streams, they'll go crazy in the circuit, if that makes sense. That's sad. You know, I come from a time when fighting games had 0 to no support at all from any companies, and therefore, it was all about grassroots support. And it was the games that stood the test of time were the ones that had the best competitive gameplay to them, because they made for the most hype events, the most skill required to be good at them. And the games evolved over a decade. You know, these games today don't even evolve. Street Fighter 6 hasn't evolved in years. That's why everyone criticizes it. They say it's boring because it hasn't changed in like 3 years. It's the same game. Yeah, these games don't evolve. They're just very simpleton games. You know how to play them within 2 weeks. The meta's exposed. Okay, we're bored now. And that's it. Because, again, all they wanted was a flashy game so common people could go, duh, and make profits. And that's pathetic. It really does destroy an entire genre of games, but the people don't care who are making these. Seriously, they don't. They just want profits. Okay. Thank you to Soul at 2 a.m. for a $10 super chat. He says, I smoked some new ganja last night, and I think it had something else in it. Maybe that's why I was seeing things in the skies. Not UFOs, but it was airplanes on a glide slope. So you weren't joking last night? You actually thought you were seeing stuff in the sky? Dang. Well, that's messed up. I thought you were just coming by and messing with us and kind of joking. I had no idea that you were being serious and you were actually seeing stuff. That must have been disturbing to see stuff in the sky and thinking that it's like crazy shit coming out of the sky. Dang. Exactly. Nothing here says when the best Tokon player in the world is saying the game sucks, that's very telling. He literally says the assists are completely busted. The game's all about a massive attacking and just doing assists, and they're way too safe. There has to be things to make assists way more of a risk-reward. It's exactly what I said when I was playing. Look, everyone's just attacking and mashing assist, and that's the whole game. So why the fuck would you want to play that? Assassin Gamer says, Jasper's a cute cat. Were you always a cat person? During a Teams meeting, my colleague's cat jumped on her chair and started attacking her. We had to resist laughing during the meeting. No, Jasper's my first cat. I never had a cat before Jasper. Now, my parents had several cats, and when I went to visit them, the cats, obviously, I'd interact with them. But I never owned a cat until Jasper Kitty. He's the very first kitty that I ever had. It was my wife who convinced me that cats are great pets and that we should get one. And she was right. You know, at first I was very skeptical about doing it because I never had one before. I didn't know what it was going to entail. How's that going to affect things like my work? How's that going to affect the house? To be honest, it was pretty bad at first. I was allergic. So we get Jasper, and the first week, my entire body is completely itchy from head to toe. What am I going to do about this? You know, this is not good. So, but then basically what happened is my body built up an immunity. And then it's got used to him being around. Still, every once in a while, I scratch a little bit. Like, if he rubs against me, my arm might itch a little bit. Like, ooh, you know? But for the most part, it's okay. But, no, he's the first cat I've ever had. But I swear, every time that we do a poll for TCG, the results are completely the opposite on the two services, right? So, on the Kick side, Pokemon Surging Sparks just won the poll. On the YouTube side, Surging Sparks was last place. On the Kick side, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was last place. On the YouTube side, Yu-Gi-Oh! Won. The difference is that on the Kick side, the votes are only like a few votes away from each other. On the YouTube side, Yu-Gi-Oh! Won by a lot. Yu-Gi-Oh! Won by about 20%. All right, so I guess today we will crack open Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Advance and see what those cards are like. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh!, even opening an entire box, I still don't really know much about it. That's going to be a slow thing for me to learn. This box, I thought the cards were kind of funny. There's a few funny cards in the box that I think will be interesting when we open them. It's not about the value, because like yesterday, King Crimson was like, yeah, collectors don't like this particular box because it's hard to get the hits, and some of the hits that are supposed to be rare are like 50 cents. Yeah, there are cards in the box that could have value. There are hits in the set that could have some pretty good value. But yeah, it's not, this box particularly isn't about value. I just wanted another box right away so we had variety. So that's why I ordered this particular one. It came in like a day. So. Spoderman. Look at this idiot. Spoderman did, not Spoderman, it was an idiot in Kick Chat. I banned him. Spoderman did a $5 super chat. He says, would you say you know more about computers than RTU? Also, you missed my third super chat. Third super chat? There is no third super chat. Hold on. It never showed up. Your third super chat didn't show up in my queue for some reason. I apologize, Spoderman. So first of all, Spoderman did a $2 super chat, and he said, first thing I do in GTA, As I go 100 miles per hour to the strip club. Well, there you go. I mean, you realize in real life you could just go to the real strip club, right? You don't have to go to the virtual one. Then again, it's not like you're actually going to get any action as a result of going to the strip club in real life, so I guess you might as well go to the virtual one that's free. Probably the same effect. All right, so thank you for that. And then Spoderman did another $5 super chat, and he said, would you say you know more about computers than RTU? And Duty says the Argentinian patch will make all of my members go away. Huh? He thinks there's no people who legitimately are members? Is he retarded? Oh, I already told you he was. He's a moron. No, the thing is, I don't have any fake members anymore. That person who was dropping them went away a long time ago. Let's see. I can tell you as of right now, and I really don't have any fake gifted memberships right now. They burned off months ago. Here, let me see. Can I go a longer time period? Because this is only July and August. I want to see like when last time I had the fake members. Let me look. Oh God, this thing takes forever to load. For real? This is stupid. Here, I clicked last 365 days. I don't know if this is gonna work. YouTube is a joke. It's a chart, and it's just loading, doesn't finish loading. It just sits there loading, not finishing. Well, forget it. I was going to try to give you the metrics, because, oh, the chart doesn't even work. It's a glitch. You've got to be kidding me. It's a fucking glitch. It doesn't work. It's completely glitched. Amazing. The chart is completely blank. It loaded a blank chart. Boy, YouTube is a fucking joke. I just want you to think of this. Someone was paid at YouTube to make this stuff, these metrics, these analytics. They don't work. Someone was actually paid to just design them. They launched them. They released them. They don't work. I'm staring at a blank chart. I just refreshed it. It's blank. The data doesn't populate at all. They have no idea what they're doing. This is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, I might as well just close it because the chart doesn't work. Yeah. So anyway, from what I'm seeing, I can only see about a month of data. I haven't had any fake gifteds in about a month. It looks like the fake gifteds burned off in July. And since July, so I have actually about 500, roughly, paid memberships on YouTube. That's what it looks like, around 500. That could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just going off of what I can see in the analytics, and the analytics could be wrong because YouTube has no idea what they're doing. But that's what it looks like. It looks like there's around 500 actual legit members on YouTube. That's not Argentinian because, like I said, those burned off a bit ago. So, I mean, Duty, literally no one should ever listen to Duty at all about anything. The guy is a worse liar than me. I mean, all of his content is lies. Every word out of his mouth is a lie. He's just a piece of shit. No one should listen to a thing he has to say about anything. He doesn't know anything about what members I have. He's an idiot. He just fucking bumbles everything and just makes shit up constantly, and people are so dumb they believe him. Yeah, he's a worse liar than me, that's for sure. That's for sure. Oh, my chair's stuck here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Anyway, thanks for that. Was $5, right? That was a $5 super chat. So we're up to 64 now. Thank you, Spooderman. I appreciate that, or Spoderman. Koopa King, it's all good. He says, we care about your health. Don't have Taco Bell. Remember, number one, I didn't even do DSP Tries It last week. Number two, I'm eating incredibly healthy outside of DSP Tries It. I can have the bad food one day a week. So we are going to have the bad meal today. It's okay. Everything else that I eat is good. And I'm actually working out tonight, so it's all good. No worries. I had a tickle in my throat. By the way, it's funny. Now I've lost so much weight, and I become so much healthier, right? I'm starting to wear all my clothes that I wore all these years, and it don't fit anymore. This shirt is an extra large, and it's way too big for me. Like, I gotta wear large or maybe even medium now. Everything else is just way too baggy. And I remember I used to wear this shirt, and it used to be tight. It used to actually be tight on my body. I was like, ooh, because I was so swollen and bloated. And now I put it on, I'm like, oh my God, it's like way loose. And it looks like it's hanging down too long, because it is. I should be wearing a large or a medium, not a extra large. But it sucks. I love the shirt, but I don't want to get rid of it, but it doesn't really fit me. Like, same thing, I'm going to wear a Mario shirt on Wednesday when I play Mario Sunshine again. And I was looking at them, I'm like, dude, they're all extra larges. Like, shit. They're all going to be way big hanging off my body. I am not stressed at all, Mega Bird. I don't know why you say that. I should get my clothes tailored, he says. That's funny. I currently have my new diet, which is high protein, low carb, low fat, and I work out at least 4 times a week. That's my goal, is 4 times a week. I can't always do that because of life stuff, but I'm trying to work out 4 times a week. I worked out last night, I'm working out tonight, and then tomorrow would be my day of rest, and then probably 2 more straight days. That's how I'm trying to do it. Baggy clothes make me look handsome? I don't think so at all. I disagree. I don't like the look of baggy clothes. I like the feel of clothes that fit you nicely, but I don't like the look of baggy clothes. I never did. All right, well, thanks for the early support, guys. Like I said, it would be great if we could get support today to open some cards. It would be Yu-Gi-Oh! You guys voted for Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, so we could crack open the new box and see what it's like. I don't know what it's going to be like. But let's get some support. How about we get our first sub of the day, or our first kicks of the day? I just realized we've had absolutely no kick support whatsoever this morning. Can we get our first sub or some kicks over on Kick right now? And when I say some kicks, I mean 100 or more, so I can actually put it on the leaderboard, okay? That'd be great. Or how about a tip bigger than like $1? Did we even get a tip this morning? I don't know if we did we? No. How about we get our first tip of the day? You know, I appreciate the YouTube side support. I really do. But let's spread it a bit around. We have hundreds of people watching on Kick. I'm sure we got people watching who could do a tip. Let's go. Let's get that momentum going. Let's start unlocking milestones so we know that we're going to do a DSP pack rips. The truth is, I need to know that we're going to do it because I need to have time to do it before we do DSP tries it. So I need to know ahead of time that we're doing pack rips. I should order some compression shirts to flex on the trolls. There you go. So nothing here says with August halfway done. I just want to say it's been an awesome summer of content. Thanks. We appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Wow. Thank you, some random Gator fan. I'll shut that out in a sec. I appreciate all of you tuning in all summer, because typically summertime is a time when I actually get less attention, less engagement, and less support because there's almost no new games that come out during the summer. So I used to do like special summertime marathons and events and things. This year, we've been busy, right? Like, we've been doing good stuff the entire time, and there's been nearly no new releases, but things are going great. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for that. Like, that's amazing that we've had such a great summer. Some random Gator fan just gifted 20 memberships. That's $60 of support. That's huge because that's going to get us to our milestones. So some random Gator fan just did 30 total. With that 20, that's another $60 of support. So what does that mean? I'll tell you what that means. It means we get 1 pack as a bonus because that was over $50, and we hit our first milestone. So that means 2 packs, which means, yes, we will indeed be doing DSP pack rips for the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Box Duelists Advance near the end of this stream. We'll do it right before DSP tries it, okay? So congrats to everyone who just got a gifted membership. And by the way, we actually know that the memberships have value because you can't do fake ones anymore. Good stuff. Very nice. Well, nothing here. Here's the thing. He says, you always have something different or interesting content-wise. It's exciting and fresh following your channel. Thanks. The reason that's the case is because of everyone's feedback. If it was just left to me doing it, it would be pretty difficult because you never really know what people want. I mean, people were asking me for about 6 months about TCG stuff. They were like, you know, you've been playing a lot of Pokemon. Pokemon's doing well in your content. Would you consider doing Pokemon card stuff? And I was like, I don't know. I'm skeptical. Don't know anything about it. Don't know if I should do it, right? Very, you know, very, very skeptical about it. And then basically people start, you know, suggesting things like, no, you should try this, do this, right? And again, with the resellers and everything, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to get it at a reasonable price and everything. But, you know, once you get into it and you realize you don't have to just get these English boxes that are way overpriced. You can get some Japanese stuff. You can be more diversified and get some other card games and things like that. And then you mix it up. Like what I'm liking right now that we're doing is the variety, right? We're doing a ton of different TCG. We're actually doing a big variety of games. We're doing some things that are modded, some things that are plain vanilla, some things that are upscaled. You know what I mean? It's fun to do variety. I love variety. I really do. When people say to me, how do you not get burnt out? This is exactly the reason why. Because on any given day, we're doing different stuff. You know, every day something fresh and new and interesting. And yet, I still like people say, what's the thing you like the most you're doing right now? Nothing. I like it all because it's all fresh. Nothing has felt stale because we just jump between so many fun things. It's interesting. So I wouldn't be doing half the stuff we're doing right now if it weren't for your suggestions. I wouldn't be doing TCG, okay? I wouldn't be doing extended runs of Pokemon stuff. I probably would have played 1 Pokemon game and dropped it and never moved on, right? I probably wouldn't be playing Dark Souls 2 because people have been asking for me to do some FromSoft style Soulsborne stuff, and we just were looking for something with a twist, and that's how we got this lighting mod. You know, to be honest, just all this stuff is just thanks to you guys. And then on top of all of that, I'm currently playing my favorite RPG of all time, and you guys are there for it and supporting it in droves. And that, I want you to understand how much I appreciate that you're allowing me to play my favorite game of a genre of all time, and you're actually here for it, and you're actually supporting it so well that it's doing incredibly well. So thank you so much for that. You know, it means a lot. This has been a great summer, honestly. And like I said, usually summers slow down, and this one's been good. So that's excellent. What I'm thinking is I'm curious what to do next with the TCG stuff. Because right now, yes, am I enjoying opening the packs? Of course I am. But there's definitely more we could do. Like, for example, that binder, right? I could have built that on a stream. It took about 2 hours to build it. So I could have done that on a stream. And that maybe could have been content someone would have liked, but I don't know. I'm not sure, you know? I don't the thing is, I'm afraid of investing a ton of time in it. I feel like right now opening the packs has that suspenseful aura. Ooh, what do the cards look like? Will Phil get a hit, you know? But actually the hobbyist side of it, which is building the binder, right? Putting it in order, seeing how the cards lay out in classes and things. Each one putting in the value and seeing the value of that box go up in your collection. That stuff I like, but that I'm not sure. That's what I'm skeptical people would like, especially because that would mean a time investment, right? Like, let's say that I decide on a night stream to do that, to build that Dragon Ball binder. Would anyone care? Or is everyone going to say, that's boring content? Why are you doing that when you could be playing a game or something, right? So that's why I'm skeptical about doing it. Like, we could easily do that kind of content. We could do it on this channel. I could rebrand another channel that I'm not using and use it as like a TCG-centered channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. We got to think about it. I'm a little skeptical about totally jumping in to something feet first. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's go. I don't want to do it, and then, oh, now it didn't work, and now we got to kind of backscale a bit, you know? So, right now, things are going well. Maybe we just stay the course for now until we figure something out. James says, that final battle in Diamond was amazing. It was crazy. I mean, that was like, I was doomed, right? I was absolutely doomed. And somehow, I eked it out. Like, I just hung in there. What's up, Space Jam fan? How you doing today? Good to see you, man. Wash Up Cyclone says, I'd prefer you streaming a game where you play the card game. Well, see, that's entirely different, right? Playing versus collecting is different. It's a hobbyist versus a gamer. And I feel like it would take a lot of time and effort to learn how to play all these card games that I've been collecting, to the point where I don't know if I would want to invest, especially if people aren't really going to care. You know, I'm not sure. There's a hobbyist side of it, and then there's a player side of it. And I'm definitely nowhere near being a player. I don't even understand the cards or anything, you know? Yako Mighty says, you can try Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. It takes you through the entire history of Yu-Gi-Oh! With iconic battles from each anime. Oh, yeah? How many animes have there been, I wonder, for Yu-Gi-Oh? Megabird says, for a collecting aspect, there's cards like Mars Attacks and Garbage Pail Kids. They still make Garbage Pail Kids? I had Garbage Pail Kids in the 80s. Seriously, because if you don't know what Garbage Pail Kids is, so in the 1980s, there was this giant craze called Cabbage Patch Kids, okay? And what it was so bizarre. It was supposed to be babies that grow in a cabbage patch in a garden. What? I know. Doesn't that sound weird as hell? Yeah, whoever came up with that idea and somehow made it popular, I have no... It's like a deal with the devil deal. Like, you know, this is the dumbest idea ever, but I need it to be popular. Let me just do like a blood sacrifice to Satan and see if he'll do a deal for my soul or something. And then it worked and everyone wanted it. Because Cabbage Patch Kids were insanely popular in the 1980s. They were in every store. There was TV series. There was all kinds of shit going on. Okay? It was so popular that they actually had actual parody spin-offs, and one of them was called Garbage Pail Kids. And the idea was it was a card series where all the kids were definitely like babies, but they were all disgusting freaks. Like it would be like Frankie Nose Picker, and he's like putting giant snot out of his nose, right? Or Billy Belcher, and it shows him belching, but there's vomit exploding out of his throat. That's what it was. Yeah. Hairy head wound, and it was like his head would be like gaping open, his brain is exposed. That's what Garbage Pail Kids was, okay? It was a gross out card series, and kids loved it because kids love gross things, right? So it actually became that also became very popular in the 1980s as like a collectibles thing, and I had some of those. Each pack actually came with a sticker that you could put on something, and then a bunch of the collectible cards. So I had those. Yeah, so I know what they are, but I'm shocked that they still have them. They still have them in the 2026, huh? Pepito Master says they even had comics of Garbage Pail Kids. Yikes. Atom Bomb is a classic. Yeah, isn't one where he's like blowing stuff out like a big mushroom cloud or something? Six Hybrid says the early access beta for Modern Warfare 4, pre-order or buy cheap access key codes, is on Friday the 21st. The open beta is Friday the 28th. Is that true? The open beta starts Friday the 28th? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 open beta runs August 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific to September 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific, requiring no pre-order. Okay, so PS5, Xbox Series X and X, PC, and Switch. Okay, so let's see the date on that. What is the 28th? The 28th would be a week from this Friday. Ooh. I guess we'll do that as the daytime stream on that Friday if it starts at 10 a.m. And then if we like it, we could play it again on the 30th or 31st. Okay, I'm going to put this on the calendar. However, that's a bummer, because isn't there something else coming out that day too? Hold on. I feel like something else comes out that day. So the day before, that Thursday, is Metal Gear Solid Collection with Metal Gear Solid 4 in it and Residents of Plague Legacy. To be honest, I'm probably not going to play Residents of Plague Legacy. More than likely what I'll do is I'll start Metal Gear Solid 4. The next day we'll do this beta. If the beta is good, we'll probably play it again. And then we'll go back to Metal Gear Solid, and I'll still be finishing up other games, so I'm going to end up skipping that one then. All right, well, thank you for telling me. That is important to know, for sure. Okay. Ben, thanks for $2. Hey, Phil, my life is fucked and you've kind of helped. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I don't know how I possibly could have helped, but if I did in any way, I'm glad. I'm glad that maybe if I put a smile on someone's face, if I made someone's day feel better, or if any way, shape, or form I improved anyone's life, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm grateful that I helped humanity in some way. Because Lord knows there's enough people out there that all they want to do is take, and all they want to do is hurt. As long as they get that bag or they get ahead, they're scumbags. They don't need to exist. They're leeches, and if they didn't exist, Earth would be a better place. I'm glad to hear that you're saying I'm not one of those people. Thank you. Okay. So for the record, by 1 p.m., we will begin with Assassin's Creed. We'll probably hang out for the final few minutes here of the morning show. Thank you for the early support. All right, we've already almost hit a second milestone where we're going to open 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! It would be great once again. Oh, so SMG here. I missed it. SMG did 100 kicks. We actually had our first kick contribution. I completely missed it. Thank you, SMG, for 100 kicks. I completely missed that. So, it would be great to get our first sub of the day. We have no subs on Kick, and it would be great to get our first tip of the day. We have 0 tips right now via PayPal. If we got those, that would get us almost to our second milestone here. Can we get to 150 by the end of the show here? That would be great. Ben, thanks for $2. I do hard labor. I relapsed on booze. I'm really sorry to hear that. As someone who used to be incredibly hooked on booze, I'm very sorry to hear of any kind of relapse. I hope that you can get the help you need. I hope that you feel better. Sporterman, the reason I don't read your normal chats is because you don't tag me. You realize that, right? You have to tag me so I know you're talking to me. Wait, what? This has got to be fake because someone just said, any advice for moving on from a breakup? I still can't imagine life without her 2 months later. You've literally had life without her for 2 months. You don't have to imagine it, you're living it. So, what do you mean? You're fine. You're here right now, you're chatting, you're fine. You don't have her. It's all good. Maybe this is a sign you didn't need her to begin with. Right? What Taco Bell item would I be the most disappointed if it sucks now versus then? All right, well, I'll give you a little preview. One of the things that I used to like from the moment it was introduced, I thought it was quite good, was the chalupa. I remember when Taco Bell introduced the chalupa in the 2000s, and at first I was skeptical about it, but when I tried it at first, I thought it was quite good. I thought that the fried shell was extra tasty, and it had fresh ingredients on the inside, and I thought it was great. I'm actually going to get the Supreme Beef Chalupa today. I haven't had the Supreme Beef Chalupa in ages. Whenever I get it today, I usually get a chicken. But I'm going to get the original Supreme Beef Chalupa today and see if it's any good. We'll find out. I'm also going to see the price, which I'm probably going to cry at. You know? Any chance of more Lorcana? So I looked into it, okay? The problem with it's Lorcana, right? Here's the problem with Disney Lorcana cards. When they came out, Disney was banking that everyone was going to love them just because it's Disney characters. But I don't think Disney did any research. Like, they didn't actually figure out, oh, in order to be successful, you have to have a certain frequency of hits, a certain number of good cards in a box. So the problem with Lorcana is everyone was buying boxes, opening, and getting absolutely nothing of value. Then one person in a billion would get the card that's worth a ton of money. The full arts that are, like, you know, gorgeous looking cards. So what they ended up doing was the last couple of boxes that they released, they added Pixar characters like Toy Story and stuff like that. And then they added way more hits. There's now a whole new class of rare cards that are in the box that are way more common. So now people can get the value. I bought a box, at least I got 10 hits in the box, when previously you were getting 2 and they were worth $1 each, right? The problem is, since they did that, now the latest boxes are worth way too much money. Like, to get a box of Lorcana of the last 2 sets, it's almost $300, and all the boxes are on back order. Sometimes they'll drop, and for like a day you could get them, and then all of a sudden they're all sold out again. So that's the problem. I would like to get Lorcana. I keep looking to see for I don't want to get one of the older boxes because we tried it with the, what was it? Revenge of Jafar or whatever it was of Jafar, and we got nothing in the box. Like, we're looking, we're like, okay, it's the same cards, the same cards, the same cards. The best card I got was a $6 Huey from Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And it was a regular version of a card, too. It wasn't even like a rare. It just happened to be that card is valuable for playing the game. So I would hope that if we get another Lorcana box, it would be one of the last 2 where it would have value. You would get some nice-looking cards that would be exciting to pull. I don't want to keep opening Lorcana and they're all boring cards. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep looking into it. Every once in a while, I'll search. For one day, the latest box, Attack of the Vine, was available. And I almost got it, but then I ended up getting Dragon Ball stuff, right? And then when I went to look for Lorcana again, it was already gone. So we'll have to see. Sporterman, thanks for $5. Is any vacations planned for the future? I want to go to Bali. It's like $2,000 to stay there for a month. Anyways, do you have any thoughts on retiring? You're asking so many questions, Sporterman. First off, my wife and I would like to go on a vacation, but we find ourselves in a life situation where we can't. It's personal. We're not going to 100% explain to the public what that life situation is because it's none of anyone's business. But it's like I said, many years ago, things were much worse for us. Financially, personally, things were not going so well. And because of that, we made some life decisions based on that, thinking we were never going to get out of that situation. Well, now we are. Now things are actually going good, and we have the means to go on like a vacation, but now we can't because we backed ourselves into this situation. Okay? So, in the future, would we like to go on a vacation? Yes. Where would it be? We've talked about Europe. We've talked about parts of the United States that are nice areas that not only have some nice restaurants, but maybe some nature, something relaxing to do. All right, probably something that's not a huge tourist trap area, stuff like that. We're interested. We're going to eventually do something for sure because we'll have the means to do it, but we have to get to that point, and we're not at that point. All right, to say anything further is personal, and I'm not going to reveal personal stuff. All right, retiring, I will retire when I feel like I want to, meaning I'm going to stream as much as I want for as long as I want. No one's going to do anything about it. As much as these idiots want to act like they have any control, fuck them. I can do whatever I want, you know, without limits. It doesn't matter what format it's on, where it's at. I'm going to be good, okay? Now, would I ever fully retire? I don't know. I feel like even if I reduce the amount of streams that I do dramatically, I might want to keep streaming in some capacity forever because I really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, I don't want to do it 6 days a week full-time forever. Maybe I could reduce a lot. maybe do a couple days a week or something. But I would like to keep streaming in some capacity for as long as I can, okay? So I guess we'll see how things go, you know, over the course of the years. But I feel like the last couple of years, I've really hit my stride. You know what I'm saying? Like now, we're doing fun variety stuff. Things are going well. People are liking the content, talking about it, supporting it. It's good. It's different than when Phil was just a schlub with the horrible camera, you know, and his quality of his stuff was garbage. Now everything's really nice stuff. We got podcasts that people like and support. It's good. Everything's going well. So, but you know, eventually I feel like there will be a day when I hang it up. I just don't know when that will be. Nothing here says Disney and Ravensburg are now gonna go all in with Lorcana. Exciting changes coming. Get in while you can. Once investors flood the Lorcana market, it's game over. I don't know where you buy Lorcana from, like, normally. I've only seen resellers. I haven't seen it available as, like, a retail product you can buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's the same situation as Pokemon and everything, that as soon as stuff goes online, it's gone. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. So, 2 quick things to end the show. So, the other day, in the middle of the night, it gets posted, oh, Target is going to drop a whole bunch of Pokemon cards tonight, starting at midnight Pacific time. Okay? So midnight comes, nothing. Then all of a sudden, it's like 12:15. Oh, there's 1 tin available, everyone. 1 tin. So you go to do it, right? You click on it, and it says add to cart. And you click the button, nothing happens. You say, nothing. Just doesn't work. Reload, cheap try, nothing. You sit there trying to do it endlessly. It never adds to cart, and then out of stock. I was there the moment it went live. Clicking, it just doesn't add to cart, and then out of stock. Okay? So then there was another, it was like 12:45 a.m. Oh, the Elite Trainer Box for 30th anniversary is available. Okay, add to nothing. It doesn't work. I'm like, so basically, you can't buy any stuff retail because the moment it goes on sale, you try to add to cart, some bot probably already scooped it up, you're fucked. So I don't know how you're ever supposed to buy this stuff retail, like ever. I have no clue how you would ever buy TCG stuff retail because none of it works. The site literally just doesn't function. It's supposed to, but you can't buy the product. I think these people have coded bots to actually go in there and just buy all the product instantly, so no normal person can buy the product. So that was my experience with Target. And then this morning, Pokemon Center, all right, starts a queue. And I just so happened to notice it because I check every morning. I was like, oh, Pokemon Center has a queue. Let me check this out. So I got into the queue, and it said at first 3-hour wait, then 2-hour wait, then 1-hour wait. It took about maybe 30 minutes to get in. It gets in, and it was new. It was cards. It was Journey Together box of cards with a binder. It was like a package, and it was Prismatic Evolution, some kind of a box with like a special EV statuette, and like 3 others. I think one of it was Destined Rivals. It was these nice packages, like bundles with like collectibles, but also like nice things with it. Okay, you click on it, unavailable. I woke up. I checked my phone. It said there was a queue for Pokemon Center. I immediately got into the queue. All right. I waited, and then nothing was available. So what was the queue for? Did they ever sell anything? Did anyone actually buy anything? Or are they fucking with people? Like, I don't even understand. Like, literally the moment the queue went live, I was in it, and I still didn't even get to look at the product. It was all unavailable. Like, you can see the placeholder spots, but yeah. Ben, thanks for $2. Says, I am a hate watcher, but Mario Kart Saga sent me. I don't know what that means, but thanks for $2. What is Mario Kart Saga? Never heard of it. Okay. All right, guys, we're about to end the show, but we still haven't gotten a sub. And we still haven't gotten a tip. This is ridiculous. Can we get our first tip of the day? And can we get our first sub of the day right now to end the show? And then we'll have momentum. We'll be good to go. But we need to get this now. This is absolutely ridiculous. We can't get a single sub or a single tip? What is happening? Well, I consider playing Snail Simulator. I don't know. I'm not against anything, but we haven't really had time in the schedule to look for new games in a bit. We'll have to see. I think we're about to get really busy with games, quite frankly. But I'm not opposed to it. Moses, thank you for subbing to the channel over on Kick. I appreciate that. All right. Well, doesn't look like, sadly, we're going to get a tip or we're going to get a sub. We're going to end the show. I'm going to get set up for Assassin's Creed. We're going to try to make some good progress today. We will have a DSP pack rips. Just hopefully it'll be several packs. I'd like to do 3-4 packs. Whenever you open a new box, obviously you want to see a bunch of packs. You don't want to do like 1 or 2 packs. It's such a short episode. So hopefully we will get some more support today for Assassin's Creed while we play. And thanks for chilling. It was a great morning show. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do it all again. Peace out, everybody. Okay. Really quick, I'm going to run and use the restroom and grab coffee. And then we're going to begin with Assassin's Creed. So give me a second here. Let me actually move the monitor. Here we go. Bum 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 bum.